The Gertrude Tompkins Search Expedition is an umbrella for many volunteer organizations. That includes UB88.org, led by Gary Fabian, MAST, Missing Aircraft Search Team, the Explorers Club of New York, and aircraftwrecks.com. Our mission is to locate the North American P-51D flown by Gertrude Tommy Tompkins Silver, who vanished on October 26, 1944, in departing from what is now Los Angeles International Airport. Part of the team that makes up our search effort is UB88.org, and in April of this year, they reinitiated the search on Santa Monica Bay. That team includes Gary Fabian, Captain Ray Arntz, Captain Kaya Day Heller, John Walker, and Kendall Rain. Kendall and John are here today. Kaya Day Heller said, I went down the line and I went down the line and I saw an airplane on the bottom. She knew it wasn't the P-51, it didn't appear to be, but the airplane that she found was a Lockheed T-33A T-Bird that vanished on October 15th, 1955, with 2 Air Force First Lieutenants on board, Richard M. Tyler and Paul D. Smith. They were Air Force Reserve officers. They were assigned to the Air Defense Command, and they were on a routine mission, a training mission from Arizona to LAX, landed at LAX, they had dinner, and then I think they took a nap. And at 2:15 a.m., in that ballpark, they departed LAX to go back to Arizona. The weather was very cloudy, it was very dark, but their mission was to train in those conditions. Heavy clouds, darkness, because they were part of the Air Defense Command who had to fly 24/7 in all sorts of weather to man the interceptors that protected the continent of North America. When they made their departure from LA, they did not contact the tower. The next day they were declared missing. A search was initiated. The brother of the pilot, who was still alive and lives in Georgia, was in the Air Force. He came out during the search mission. No trace was found except 5 days later the nose wheel floated up on the beach at Dockweiler. A lifeguard found it. It was taken to the Air Force. The Air Force identified it positively as a T-33A Lockheed product nose wheel. Because of the lack of corrosion, it had only been in the water a very few days. So it was highly probable and likely that the airplane was just offshore. Captain Sewell Griggers of the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department gave me their missing list of aircraft in 1968. The T-33 was on it. And so when this wreck was found, we jumped to the conclusion that it was something else perhaps. But in looking at that list, we're going, wait a minute. In scrutinizing what was found on the bottom, wait a minute. That's a J-33 jet engine. Captain Ray Arntz located a part with the Lockheed prefix number, an ammunition chute from the left side of the aircraft. And bless Lockheed and bless North American, because they stamped everything. And a lot of manufacturers did it with ink stamps, and they're very hard to read those wrecks. We also learned a real lesson in that bay. That salt water eats up aluminum. And that process may have been accelerated by what came out of that Hyperion outfall at that particular time. We're really honored today to have the sister of Lieutenant Tyler with us. Pat Tyler Miller, her daughter Kelly, and her son Richard. Thank you for coming.
We're here with the family of the pilot of the T-33. How's it feel to finally find him?
You know, after all these years, on behalf of the Tyler family, it feels really great to finally have closure. The work that Pat Maka and the aviator archaeologists and divers are doing is just a great thing. We're a product of their hard work, and the fact that the family, after 54 years, can have closure is definitely something that's really, really great on behalf of my mother and the rest of her brothers and sisters.
And with the search for Gertrude, for us it was an accident. It was always been a mystery. What happened to our uncle? No one had answers, and for it to surface now by accident is just a gift. It really is a gift for us. So I really hope that they can answer some more mysteries for other families out there and give those families the closure that we've had.
And what was his full name? You were his sister.
Richard Martin Tyler.
Thank you.
And he also has another sister that lives in Ohio, and he has a brother that lives in Savannah, Georgia.
Well, this will give closure to the family.
Absolutely.
I'm here with Chris Killian, and he's the lead for this search expedition. Can you tell us a little more about what's going on?
Sure, I'm Chris Killian. I'm the team leader of the Gertrude Tompkins expedition. The Gertrude Tompkins expedition comprises of several organizations. It's made up of divers from the UB-88 organization, Pat Maka, aircraftrex.com, the Missing Aircraft Search Team, Gene and Sandy Ralston and others. We have volunteer divers coming from across the United States, as far away as Florida, to search the Santa Monica Bay looking for Gertrude Tompkins, the missing WASP pilot from World War II.
And we saw today what your folks have found for another family.
Right. The UB-88 divers, in the process of searching for Gertrude Tompkins, located what presumably is a T-33 jet aircraft from 1955 that crashed with 2 souls on board.
How'd you get into all this?
I got into this hobby of looking for missing aircraft about 10, 15 years ago. My uncle was a World War II veteran. He had a childhood friend that was killed in an aviation accident in the San Gabriel Mountains. He was piloting a B-24 bomber. The plane exploded and everyone on board was killed. My uncle wanted to go back to the crash site to pay his last respects, got in touch with me, asked me to do the research. I contacted Pat Maka, who was instrumental in providing us with information and details about the crash site. I was able to take my uncle up there, and he was able to visit the crash site and to pay his last respects to his friend. It meant a lot to him. And so that's how I got interested in the hobby, and then I started to assist other family members looking for missing aircraft, and that's where we are today.
What's your background?
I'm a retired business executive, and so I've got a lot of time to devote to this hobby and avocation looking for missing aircraft.
Do you ever think you'd be doing anything like this?
I never really thought that I would, but it's a very worthwhile and cause. I'm glad to help the victims, the families of the missing pilots. I was involved in the Steve Fawcett search. I was also recently involved in the search for another missing pilot and passenger in Arizona. That was the Westover case. And with a missing aircraft search team, we spent thousands of hours, researched the case, and it culminated into finding that aircraft. And so for the families of the Westover and Marcy Randolph, it brought closure to them and answers and to the mystery of what happened to their loved ones. So I was glad to be a part of that.
Thank you so much for what you're doing.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you.
Okay, I'm here with Mike Pizzio, and he is the lead of the dive team. And how many are on this team?
We've got 14 divers, all of them experienced and trained, in most cases instructors, of the highest level available throughout the United States. We have divers in from New Jersey. I'm in from South Florida. We have guys in from St. Louis, local divers from here in LA. But all of them are among the best in the nation.
How many boats are involved?
We have volunteer boats when they're available. We had 2 today that came in from further south of here. We've got a total of about 10 or 12 volunteer boats that are helping us on various days throughout this week.
Thank you so much for what you're doing. You saw the family today and what it meant to them.
Well, we're really looking to help. I mean, this has been a culmination of a huge effort. Tons of research, lots of historical documentation, sonar imaging, interviews with survivors. We're coming at the very tail end to try to get down and identify what there is at the end of each of these 55 sonar targets, and with a little bit of luck, one of them will be our craft.
Well, thank you for what you're doing.
Thank you for being here.
We're here with Gene Ralston. And can you tell us what's used in these searches?
We're using side scan sonar initially to identify possible locations of the aircraft. It uses sound to create images of things on the bottom of the ocean, much like ultrasound in medical industry, and it allows us to see what's down there and if it fits what we're thinking the plane will look like.
I'm here with John Walker. And tell us a bit about the organization you're involved with.
Well, I'm involved with the UB88.org. We're a group of about 6 divers and explorers, researchers. We had come together in 2003 when we discovered the German U-boat UB88 off of Los Angeles. And ever since then, we've continued to maintain the name UB88 Dive Team, although we dive many other targets like shipwrecks, plane wrecks, and such.
What's it like to go down and find something?
Well, I enjoy the heck out of it. I've been diving for 31 years, and I think I was hooked even before I started diving, just watching a lot of the programs on TV with Jacques Cousteau and such. But it can vary. The descents can be dark on these deeper dives. It can be a little cold, high flow currents, task loading, but we enjoy the heck out of a challenge. We enjoy to document these findings, and that's about it.
Well, you're also a videographer. Can you talk, as well as doing photos, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I'm the team videographer, and my job is to basically document what we're finding on the bottom there. I have 2 jobs. One is a videographer. The primary job is actually of a team diver. And so I'm responsible for monitoring my dive buddies to make sure that they're functioning properly, breathing the right gases, and heading in the right direction, and that we all make it back to the surface.
That's a big responsibility.
It's a lot. There's a lot of work going on there, a lot of task loading.
Well, thank you for what you do.
All right, thank you.
I'm here with Kendall Rain. He's part of the team that documented the find of the T-33. What was that like?
Well, it was a very desolate site. The wreck is really broken up, and we were actually looking for the wreck of Gertrude Tompkins Silver. And when we found the wreck, we thought it actually was a different wreck from the T-33. We knew it wasn't Gertrude either. So we spent a lot of time documenting the wreck underwater, and we reviewed the tape, and then we determined that in fact it was the T-33. But these types of exploration dives are very exciting because not only are we finding something for the first time, but usually it involves human loss and the opportunity to close a mystery. And that was what the T-33 was. It was a jet that took off in 1955, and no one ever heard from it again. It didn't radio the tower, and the family never knew what happened to the pilots. And so being able to bring some closure for them, in fact I met some of them today, was a tremendous feeling to make a difference to someone you don't even know.
When you're documenting, what are you looking for?
Well, we're looking for as many identifiable features of the wreck as we can find. So in the case of the T-33, there was very little structure left to the wreck, and so we spent a lot of time documenting pieces of the engine and seeing if we could find things that we could identify underwater that would give clues as to the identity of the plane.
Well, in looking for Gertrude, you found the T-33, and their family was here today.
Right, that was very emotional.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Just so glad that they were able to come, and they want to come back, and other family members want to come back and have a memorial on the water at some point, for which that'll be facilitated for sure.
And Laura, this is just really something. I mean, it's a T-33's family has got closure because of Gertrude.
Yeah, we're always happy when something positive can come out of search efforts, even when it doesn't result in Gertrude being located. But we are very, very optimistic. This is our time.
There's so many sites, and so one of them's got to be Gertrude.
We believe that, yes.
We're very hopeful, very optimistic.
Well, we're going to follow you.
Good. Glad to have you.
Really. We want you with us.